Welcome to our home detox class in 30 minutes. We're going to do our best here, and we've got lots of tips and tricks and to help detox your home on a budget. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Kara.
Hey guys, okay, so we are going to be talking about a lot of fun things today. We're going to be talking about the ditching and switching, and the team leaders are going to talk about different ways in your room. So I think it would be safe to say that all of us want our homes to be clean and free of pests and harmful germs. However, the household chemicals we get to clean our homes have some very, very serious health risks. Many of the ingredients in the products that you may be getting at a different store that you've grown to trust are harmful to your health. Under the Federal Hazardous Substance Act, household cleaner is the only household product which manufacturers are not required to list all the ingredients. Ingredients like fragrances, for example, are considered trade secret. So if you aren't using some of the Young Living products, go look under your sinks or look at your countertops and see if you see that word fragrance. Most people assume that the governments of their countries oversee this multi-billion-dollar household cleaning industry, but in reality, it's totally unregulated. So as consumers, I think it would be safe to say that we don't want those toxic ingredients around us and our families. But the problem is most people, I was one of them, was not aware of these hidden dangers and how they affect your health. So today we're going to be telling you about how to make better choices in every room in your home. I'm going to talk to you about the kitchen. I'm going to start off with. I'm going to tell you about the Thieves Household Cleaner, the dish soap, and the fruit and veggie wash. So in the household cleaner, I'm going to start off with that. That looks like this. Comes a little box like that. The cleaning industry is actually caught on to things that we would call green cleaning. So if you go to local stores, you may see something that's like natural or organic or green cleaning, but do you know that those are actually marked up 20 to 30% more? And they usually contain the same amount of chemicals, and they're just charging you more money. So don't be fooled into that. So we're going to talk to you about this household cleaner. And this is an all-purpose cleaner. You can do your countertops, your toilets, your wood floors, your bathtubs, everything that you may eat off of. It is safe. You can soak in this if you wanted to soak in this in your tub. So I'm going to go over some highlights with this. Maybe you've thought, when you see this bottle, it's around $22 and you're thinking, oh, that's really expensive. But I want to tell you, it is less than $2. I take a big bottle like this, and then what I do is I actually put 2 capfuls in about 30 ounces, and that is going to cost you less than $2 to clean everything in your house. This container probably lasts me more than a year. So you cannot go to the store and get a non-toxic household cleaner for less than $2. It's formulated with 100% plant-based, mineral-based ingredients. You can see all the ingredients on the label. It gets out tough stains, problem areas in your home without those abrasive cleaners. It has the power of thieves and lemon essential oils because thieves is kind of killing those germs, and lemon is a great cleaner. It's basically any surface in your home, even like carpeting. I've had great luck with this. I will put a scrub cleaner when I'm done talking in the chat just for save of time, because you can make a little scrub if you need a little more abrasive. It's basically using the cleaner, some vinegar, and some lemon oil. Next up, I'm going to be talking about the dish soap. This is what the dish soap looks like. It cleans basically your dishes without any of the chemicals or dyes or synthetics. I never thought before about if you're washing your dishes and then you go eat off of them, what ingredients are you putting on your dishes and then going and eating on them? That's kind of gross to think about. This has the thieves oil and jade lemon and bergamot in it, and it's going to help leave your dishes sparkling clean. This is a plant-based formula, and it is free from SLS, which is sodium lauryl sulfate. It doesn't have any formaldehyde or phosphates or synthetic perfumes. And here's my tip for you, it may take a little getting used to because it doesn't have bubbles. None of liquid cleaners bubble like the laundry soap or the shampoos or the household cleaner. And here's why. Essential oils change the surface tension of bubbles, and that makes your bubble pop. Most bubbles, if you're using them on your dish soap, is a byproduct of sodium lauryl sulfate, which is toxic. So when you're getting those bubbles, that is not a good thing. That was something I learned to do. Now, if you feel like you want to get some bubbles, this is probably the only thing that I personally do. I will take an empty bottle of this, and I will take a third of the dish soap, and then I put 2 teaspoons of baking soda and fill the rest with water. That will give me some bubbles, and it's actually going to make it last a lot longer. So that is your dish soap. I'm going to also talk here about the fruit and veggie wash. This is something I started using maybe 2 years ago. It wasn't on the top of my list, but now I totally use it for everything. So here's the deal. When you go to the grocery store, or wherever you get your fruit and vegetables, you want a clean on your fruit and vegetables. Think about how many people have touched that and how they've passed it around, or they picked it, or then it went into trucks and it went to somewhere else. Do you know that studies show that 80% of produce has surface pesticide residue, 80% of that. And pesticides are water repellent. So if you're just rinsing it under the water, guess what? You're not getting the stuff off. So, and think about, like, grapes is an easy example to give. And I like people to test this with their grapes, because like you have that wax on it, or blueberries. And then when you soak it in this, they taste like your fruit should actually taste like. According actually to an organization of scientists and researchers, the most contaminated fruit and vegetables are peaches, strawberries, pears, lettuce, apples, cherries, bell peppers, spinach, nectarine, grapes, celery, and potatoes. You want to be cleaning all of that when you're using it. I mean, I even clean the outside of my oranges. I know that I'm like cutting it down, or my pineapple, because I'm taking and slicing it into the fruit and what I'm eating. So what I do with this is I just take a big glass bowl, and then I put like a cap full of this, and I put my fruit or vegetables in there and I fill it up. You're going to basically want the water to cover it, and you're going to just like let it sit for about 2-3 minutes. Don't let it sit for like 10 minutes, because you'll taste like a little of that digize in there, which that's what you don't want to taste, but that's what's cleaning it off. Here's one tip, you guys, that I want to tell you about. If you have never cleaned your chicken, start cleaning your chicken. I learned this from our Royal Crown Diamond, and the stuff that comes off your chicken is, all I'm going to say, is gross. I sent a picture to some of my friends this morning, because it's like, it is so disgusting, and you wouldn't think to clean your chicken, but when you see what comes off of that, you're going to feel so much better, like eating your fruit and vegetables. And then as a little sidebar, we clean, but there is something that's called the fruit and veggie spray. So if you don't have time to soak your vegetables or fruit, or you're out in the run and you got to eat something healthy, you can use the spray, put it over like your apple, and then you kind of rub it for 30 seconds, and you can just rinse it with water. And so that spray is nice to go in your purse, or like in a diaper bag, or anything that you're carrying with. So those are my top 3 favorite things I want to tell you about the kitchen.
I get to talk to you about the laundry room. So did you know that your laundry room is probably one of the most toxic places in your house if you have not switched your home over yet? I find that it is like, when I walk, I love to walk in my neighborhood, and I can smell when people are using their dryer. I mean, it's really like, I have to cover my face now because I've become so sensitive to the synthetic fragrances. So I'm going to talk to you about laundry soap first. I was going to do this in the laundry room, then I thought it was risky to switch phones, but I meant to grab my dryer balls and I didn't. But we'll start here with the laundry soap. As you can see, it's the size of my head. I don't have that big of a head. So you can see it's a pretty small bottle, which means it's a concentrate. And there's lots of people that do dilutions with this laundry soap. I will be honest, I don't. I just use 1/4 of a capful, and I want you to see how small this cap is. So 1/4 of a capful is a tablespoon of laundry soap per load. And then it's awesome because the laundry machine dilutes it for me. So it just is a concentrate, just like our household cleaner. So just saw your note, Shelly. So I love the laundry soap. It smells fresh and clean. And I actually used to make my own before Young Living had this laundry soap. And my housekeeper, who does a lot of the laundry, told me that she preferred theirs to mine. So I'll just say, from the expert's mouth, she didn't like mine as much. The next thing I want to talk about is dryer balls. So I did not bring them with me, but what you need to know is that fabric softener is called fabric softener because it's supposed to soften the fabric. But what's happened is that there's tons of chemicals that have gone into both actually laundry soap and fabric softener that add brighteners and all kinds of chemicals to your clothing. And what the brighteners do is they add like a reflectant to your clothes. So they look like they're brighter, but they're actually just coated in chemicals, which is disgusting because then it's on your skin all day long. So if you're someone who suffers from all kinds of skin rashes, that's the first place to check. And not only your diet, but also what you're cleaning your clothes with. So wool dryer balls, you can get them definitely in the US on Amazon very inexpensively, like $10 for a set of dryer balls that will last you literally for 20 years. Like it's the most economical thing ever to swap. And if you're someone who really just wants your clothes to smell, at the end you can do an fluff. What do you call that setting? The air fluff. Yes, whatever it's called. Put it on that in your dryer with just a couple of drops of whatever essential oil you want to make it smell fresh and clean however you want. I love lemongrass personally. Okay, so that is dryer balls fabric softener. And then I want to talk about a DIY spot treatment for your clothing or anything. So I was going to make this for you. I'm making sure I have enough time, but also I want to tell you that the fact of the matter is that this is my household cleaner in here. And most of the time I just grab this and spray it on whatever I've gotten on my clothing because it's fast and they're kind of everywhere in my house because we use it for everything. So, but if I have a really, really stubborn stain that I'm trying to get out, which I do have something I need to experiment on right now, you can make a DIY stain roll-on stick. So this is a cute little 10 milliliter roller bottle I have. And what I'm going to do is show you how to quickly make this. And I will, actually, I don't know if we have time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the ingredients really fast. Take that dish soap that Kara just told you about from the kitchen. You're going to use, and I'll put the ingredients, but it's a half a teaspoon of the dish soap, a half a teaspoon of hydrogen peroxide, like what you clean your wounds with, a half of a teaspoon of your trusty household cleaner, and then 3 drops of lemon essential oil. So this is great when you're trying to get like something oily out of your clothing. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like we eat things with lots of fat in our house. So we have greasy things in our house, healthy fats. So anyway, this is a great trick. So then I will just make it up into this guy here, which I don't think I have time to do in front of you. And then I'll just put it into this roller and I can just roll it straight on any of those stains. So that's it for me. I'm being nice and speedy today. I'm going to hand it over to Tina. I don't see Tina. Okay, so let's hand it over to Tamra. Tamra. Y'all are going to make me tap dance, huh?
No, I couldn't get my video to come on. So sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you actually about your living room, your bedroom, and if you have kids, I'm going to talk to you about a playroom. So I'm going to make it really, really fast. But one of our main, like, I guess, areas of defense or ways that we can help ourselves out really, really easily is just by swapping out like room sprays or any kind of air freshener type stuff that you guys have in your house with your diffuser. So this is the Rainstone. This is the one I use the most downstairs in my house, in my living room and family room areas, because it does have the negative ionizer in it. And I love to have that. Anyone who's not familiar with that added feature, please Google it. I would go into it, but obviously we're trying to hurry through this. So it does help though, put positive ions like back into your room. It helps cleanse the air better. It is just amazing. Stays on for about 8 hours, sometimes more. So with that, I load them every morning, or sometimes I load them at night before I go to bed. And then just all I have to do is hit the remote and we're ready to go in the morning. Some of my favorites I can put in the chat for you, but depending what you are diffusing for, you know, obviously there's infinite amount of recipes out there. You can go with things that help your mood. You can go with things that just help make the room smell good. You can obviously combine things that have a purpose, like thieves and something else to help with, you know, kind of killing germs. If you have respiratory stuff going on, you can always combine some of the respiratory oils with maybe like a pick-me-up that's a citrus or something. So again, I can put some recipes in the chat that are my favorite, but I highly, highly recommend, and this is a super duper duper easy fix. It is something, if you have a diffuser, you can easily swap out those room sprays or kind of any of those added little surface things. Another one of my favorites is actually the Thieves Spray. If you guys do not know about this, you have to just go put it on your order now and trust me. I have right now like 30 bottles of this upstairs. Like I will never be without this. And I know you hear a lot of people say that like, oh, I would never be without this product. No, I am very, very, very serious. If you do not have this little tiny bottle of Thieves Spray, it does look tiny. Again, like everything else the girls have all said, you know, you'll go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to pay that for this little bottle. But it is highly, highly concentrated. It is beyond amazing. Yeah, Kara's saying she uses it on all doorknobs and, you know, fixtures and things. I travel with this and spray it on everything. It is also non-compliant, and I know we are recording this, but I just have to tell you guys, I use this as a throat spray also, just one squirt, but I use it as a throat spray also whenever I feel any sort of kind of tickle or just not really feeling it. This stuff is amazing. Again, all natural. So I don't even worry about it. I've even put it in my kids' mouths before. When my son was little, he sucked on a Target shopping cart, like real thing, and it grossed me out. And I was like, spray your mouth. And actually, believe it or not, it is spicy. It is very spicy, but I did carry a diluted one in my purse and it went right in his mouth. He was totally fine. And that was great. So go get yourself some of these, and you'll want more than one. They are sold in 3-packs. I highly recommend at least the 3-pack. If not, maybe 2 3-packs. Put them in all the bags, all the stuff. My kids carry them in their school bags. We take them to hotels with us. I mean, everywhere. So spray down all your surfaces. This is great. And again, if you're worried about the size of the bottle, it lasts a really long time, but just dilute it. Also, it's very, very strong. Okay, this is my next trick, actually, that is so easy to swap out, and it kills me every time I see somebody post about that chest rub. That's what this is. Comes in that little blue jar, sometimes has a pink lid if you're going for the baby version of it, or a light blue lid. This is the easiest swap out ever, and it works about 1,000 times better, to be honest. Like it really, really does. I have a child who has respiratory issues, and I was determined to try to find the absolute best stuff for him so that we could keep him healthy, but also keep him breathing, you know, great, and keep his respiratory system working amazing. And this is it. So this Thieves Chest Rub, it comes with a little applicator that is super duper easy to put on. If you guys can see that, it literally, all you do is just squeeze the tube. It'll come up through these little like holes right there. And then you just apply it like this. Like you just rub it right on. You don't even have to get it on your hands. It's great for like middles of the night if you're having to reapply. It's also awesome for bottoms of feet. If you guys are not applying your respiratory stuff to the bottoms of your feet or bottoms of your kids' feet, please, please do it. It is amazing. It's a super way to get the oils in them and get them working quickly. So I highly, highly recommend. This is an easy swap out. It's, again, all products are highly concentrated, so you only need a tiny bit, and it travels great. It's super clean, and I really recommend it too. So those are the three I have for you. Just to chime in really quick on the dish soap stuff, I love Allie gave the tip for like adding stuff to a roll-on. I actually make a stain stick out of that same stuff. And so I can try to find my recipe, which is kind of haphazard, and put it in the chat. But I make a stain stick and then I take it with us when we travel places, or when my kids were little, I took it with me. So that way I could apply it right away. And then I don't have to worry about it until I get home to wash it. But it is phenomenal. And I use the dish soap and thieves cleaner in that, and then usually add a little bit of lemon and some, I think it's baking powder, not baking soda. So I will check for that recipe for you guys, but have a good day. I'm not sure.
I'm going, oops, sorry. I'm going to chat about your vehicle, your cars, from the outside to the inside. So like you've seen this, everyone's been talking about it, the Thieves Household Cleaner. You can add a capful to a bucket to actually wash the outside of your car. We got, which I didn't try last year, but we got a pressure washer, and there's a little compartment to add cleaner or soap or whatever. So I'm going to try that and wash my car with that, or the bucket with the household cleaner for my kids to try. Give them something to do, right? Allie had this too. We have these all over our bottle or our house. They're bottles of diluted Thieves Household Cleaner. We just got a vehicle for my daughter. Oh my God, my daughter's old enough to drive, but it totally could smell like air fresheners. And I was just like, oh my God, like really? How many did she have in there? So we sprayed everything, like the dash, the seats, the carpet. You can make a like a carpet deodorizer with baking soda, and then you could add some purification, or you could add thieves oil to that as well. Sprinkle that on the carpets and then vacuum that up. But yeah, we use this. Use it on the windows. You can use it on everything in the car. I mean, we were using little tools to clean it. So gross. Then another thing we always have in our car, sock right now, but the Seedlings baby wipes. They are like a lifesaver if you have kids in your vehicle. I would recommend maybe taking half of the bag and putting them in a baggie, because I feel like they dried out. We didn't go through them quick enough, so they kind of dried out a little bit, but otherwise I just would pour a little bit of water on them and then use them. I mean, anything for the kids, anything you spill. This is an old container, but the Thieves, what are they even called? Just the Thieves wipes. These are not to, I wouldn't recommend using them on your hands and on your little ones, but if you spill in the vehicle, like these are awesome to have in your car as well. I'll talk about the hand sanitizers too, like having them in your car when you're out and about. Make sure to be using the hand sanitizers, and like Tamara just said, the Thieves spray. So I usually have these two in my purse at all times, or just one of these in my vehicle. And I even noticed my daughter had stocked her car. She has one of each in her car already. So I thought that was pretty cute. Then another thing you can do is a diffuser for your car. Instead of using those stupid little trees, you can make diffusers for your car. So you could take, there's so many different kinds of diffusers. This one actually has water in the bottom, and then there's a little reed in there that you add the oils to, and then it just goes into the, I don't know what, cigarette outlet. So then it just plugs in, or you can get a bunch of different, this one's just the little tree of life. You can get those, and these just have felt pads that you add the oils to. I'm not the best at changing the felt pads. I just add more oils to this. So this goes onto your vent in your vehicle. And another different kind of diffuser you could get is a keychain one. And if you don't want to have it on your keychain, just hang it in your car. And then you just add the oils to the little leather strips. And this would be a fun gift to give to your team members. Like just a little for in your car. Some of the oils that I like to diffuse, back up one second. Another very inexpensive diffuser for in your car. People just use clothes. You can use these. Flip them onto your vent and then add your oils here. I've seen people add like little crafting little bowls or whatever, or you can craft a little felt pad on it or whatever. I'm not crafty, so I don't do that. But oils to diffuse in your vehicle, you could do Stress Away, one of my favorites, or you could do peppermint if you have a long drive. I like peppermint just because I don't do good with riding. So if I'm not driving, I like to have the peppermint going as well. Christmas spirit is a good one to diffuse in your vehicle. And joy. And if it's for your husband, you can pick different oils, more manly oils. You could Valor, any of the balsam fir, any of the tree oils. You could add to your guy's vehicle. Aroma ease as well. Yes, I like aroma ease. So that is what I have for the car.
Thanks, Sherry. I have loved, like, I've been using oils for, I think, like almost 7 years, and I'm still learning things. Like, if you haven't taken a look at the chat, go look in the chat because people are sharing all sorts of things that I didn't even know existed. But I wanted to talk about, I'm going to cover really quick the office and bathrooms. Some of the things that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go pretty quickly because other people have talked about how amazing these products are. But when I got started with oils, I was a teacher. I taught 6th grade. And at that time, everybody didn't have their own computer. So whenever the kids need to go on the computer, they used my computer, which meant they were touching my desk and my keyboard and my mouse and all the things. So I had thieves spray. Like, if you don't have thieves spray at the office, you need that. I literally sprayed my keyboard. I can't even tell you how many times. The mouse, any surface that you need cleaned, spray it with Thieves spray. It just dries off and it's clean. It's the best thing ever. Thieves hand sanitizer. If you've only gotten the little bottles, I'd encourage you, save those. Like, when they're empty, don't throw them away. Buy the big bottle. It is a huge savings to actually get the bigger bottle, and then you can refill the little ones with the big bottle. So if you're not doing that now, I totally encourage you to do that. Diffusing at the office. Sometimes I think a lot of us are working from home, but if you are at the office, you can't always control, what is in the bathroom and what they're cleaning with, but diffusing can really help to, 1, support your immune system, and then 2, help with emotions. I don't know about any of you, but sometimes things can get a little stressful at work. So diffusing things like Thieves or Stress Away, or even if you have some coworkers who, are not the biggest fans of scents, lemon is a bright scent that makes people happy, that usually people aren't like, what are you doing? You know those people, right? Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to mention is Thieves cough drops. There's the Thieves cough drops, and then there's the Thieves just drops. They do have a little bit different ingredients. Both are great, but having one or both of those around, one at work, but then also if you're traveling, like on an airplane or in tight quarters with other people, stick one of those in your mouth, support your body, be proactive with your health. It's a really great thing. And if you're talking a lot at work, that can wear on your throat. So those cough drops are amazing. And then, so that's kind of like the office. That's a quick rundown. Breath mints are a great idea too, because those are Thieves too. For the bathroom, we've talked about this before, and Kara talked about at the beginning how greenwashing and all of that stuff. The bathroom, guys, they say the most toxic room in your house is your laundry room. I almost would kind of argue that for women, the bathroom is one we really, really need to be thinking about too. think about your shampoos and conditioners. Think about what you're washing your body with. Think about what you're washing your face with. Think about what you're putting on your face to make it look young and beautiful, which you already look that way, even if you're not adding anything. But all these things that we're using, like things I thought if I went to the store before I learned, I thought if I went to the store and it was on the shelf, it was safe. Like, why would there be things on the shelf that are not safe for my family? And now I feel kind of like I was naive. Okay. But there are so many simple things that we can change out that can make a difference for us and our kids. If you have kids, like I am so grateful I found Young Living when Nolan was not even 2 years old, Finn was just born. They've never used crap ingredients, for lack of a better term, other than what I can't control outside of our home sometimes. So consider Thieves foaming hand soap such an easy switch, guys. If there's Thieves, there's lavender, there's luscious lemon. It's such an easy swap. You can use it. I used it for the longest time straight out of the bottle, and then I realized, oh, you can dilute this and it'll still work great. But that's kind of up to you. If you're a DIYer or not, you can use it just as it comes, or you can extend the life of it. When you go out and you're washing your hands, or maybe you haven't switched yet, we're washing our hands a ton. They get dried out. With the foaming hand soap, the Thieves, the lavender, the luscious lemon, the Christmas spirit, that does not happen in our house anymore. I wash my hands now more than ever, and my hands are not dry at all. I used to get when I was younger, like my skin would peel and like get so dry. And thinking about it now is probably because of all the toxic crap that I was, washing my hands with. So at least make that switch. Consider changing out your shampoo, your conditioner, even lotion. Young Living has a ton of different bath gels and lotions, but you could also make your own just with some coconut oil, lavender, frankincense, gentle baby, some really skin supporting oils. So yes, the laundry room, most toxic, but I think especially as women, with all the things we're putting on our skins, our bathroom should really be a priority too. We think a lot about what we're putting into our body, like when we wash our dishes and we're eating whatever residue is there, we don't always consider the things we're putting on our body. So yes, and I know the things I'm talking about are not all available, but a lot of the stuff, guys, you can DIY. You can make it yourself. There are great recipes on Pinterest. I know Allie has a ton of recipes. You guys have a huge international team. So if you're like, oh, I wish we had this here, think about how you can make it yourself. It's usually just a couple of ingredients, and it's really, really easy. So I just want to say thank you guys for being on here. We hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions or anything, go ahead and ask.